Hi folks, Reverend Crystal Cox here, and I have talked to you before about my feelings on the life of Jesus Christ. I have studied a lot of information about the man Jesus and that he lived on, and the symbology of the cross, and that he came here to teach that we could all be like God, that to teach us the power of our mind, our healing abilities, our hands-on healing ability, energy work, the miracles that he performed as a son of God and a daughter of God, as we all are. We can all do the same thing. It's about trying to teach the humans to what they can do and what they can be. And I've read quite a bit of stuff on the fact that he just lived on a regular life and died a natural death. And of course there is he died on a cross and died for all of our sins, and there's a lot of myth, a lot of truth, a lot of science, and you have to decide what that means for you. But my goal here spiritually is to bring back the feminine divine. My goal is about Mother God, Mary Magdalene, and teaching people the women of the Bible and the goddesses and archangels and angels, and really helping to bring back the goddess, the feminine divine. And I came across a book today, and it's called Jesus and the Lost Goddess: The Secret Teachings of the Original Christians, by Timothy Freaky, F-R-E-K-E, and Peter Gandy. Frick, maybe not Freaky. Anyway, this book, it's very interesting. It talks about Jesus not necessarily living the life that we thought he did, and that the Roman Church changed it all. And of course we know that it was turned into a patriarch society, and the power of women was kind of taken away. But were there Christians before this? There's just a lot of information out there, and this book is really cool. Again, the title is Jesus and the Lost Goddess, and I'm just going to read to you a little bit of it today. This first chapter 1, I'm going to read you a couple pages, it starts with the Gospel of Gnosis, and this quote here is, "I will reveal to you what no eye can see, what no ear can hear, what no hand can touch, what cannot be conceived by the human mind." And it says Jesus, the Gospel of Thomas. Okay, then I'll go into the first chapter here. Life is a mystery so awesome that we insulate ourselves from its intensity. To numb our fear of the unknown, we desensitize ourselves to the miracle of living. We perpetuate the nonchalant lie that we know who we are and what life is. Yet beyond this preposterous bluff, the mystery remains unchanging, waiting for us to remember, to wonder. It is waiting in a shaft of sunlight, in the thought of death, in the intoxication of new love, in the joy of childbirth or the shock of loss. One minute we are going about our business as if life were nothing special, and the next we are face to face with profound, unfathomable, breathtaking mystery. This is both the origin and consummation of the spiritual quest. Although the conditions of life have changed continually throughout history, the mystery of life has remained the same. This is a book about a remarkable group of men and women who some 2,000 years ago were touched by the mystery and dared to plumb its depths. Revolutionary free thinkers who synthesized the available wisdom of the world and articulated perennial truths in dynamic, innovative ways. Creative visionaries who encoded their teachings in extraordinary myths. Explorers of consciousness whose mystical philosophy promised gnosis. Experiential knowledge of truth. These forgotten spiritual pioneers could not have conceived of the unparalleled impact they would have on the history of humanity. Who were they? They called themselves Christians. It was these radical individualists who inadvertently created the most authoritarian religion in history. Their questioning mysticism was distorted, almost beyond recognition, into the dogmatic creed of what they called an imitation church. When this impoverished form of Christianity was adopted as the official religion of the brutal Roman Empire, the original Christians were violently suppressed, their scriptures burned, and their memories all but erased. The Roman Church fabricated its own account of the origins of Christianity, still believed today, which dismisses the first Christians as a minor cult of obscure heretics. But it was these brilliant mythographers who authored a story which continues to dominate the spiritual imagination of the Western world. From the archaic allegory of dying and resurrecting Son of God, they fashioned a new and vibrant myth which has captured the hearts and minds of millions. The fable of a Jewish peasant who saved the world, the story of Jesus Christ. This next section is called The Good News. For the original Christians, the Jesus story was a myth used to introduce beginners to the spiritual path. For those wishing to go deeper than the outer mysteries, which were only for the masses, there were secret teachings of inner mysteries. These were the secret traditions of true Gnosis, which, according to the Church Father Clement of Alexandria, were transmuted to a small number by a succession of masters. Those initiated into these inner mysteries discovered that Christianity was not just about the dying and resurrecting Son of God. They were told another myth that few Christians today have even heard of, the story of Jesus, lover, the lost and redeemed daughter of the goddess. Amongst the original Christians, the divine was seen as having both a masculine and feminine face. They related to the divine feminine as Sophia, the wise goddess. Paul tells us among the initiates we speak of Sophia, for it is the secret of Sophia that is taught in our mysteries. When initiates of the inner mysteries of Christianity partook of Holy Communion, it was Sophia's passion and suffering they remembered. Amongst the original Christians, priests and priestesses would offer initiates wine as a symbol of her blood. The prayer would be offered, "May Sophia fill your inner being and increase in you her gnosis." It was Sophia who was petitioned. "Come, hidden mother, come, you are made manifest in your works, and give joy and rest to those who are bound to you. Come and partake in this Eucharist which we perform in your name, and in the love feast for which we have assembled at your invitation." The eradication of this Christian goddess by the patriarchal Roman Church has left us all motherless children. Women have been denied a sympathetic rapport with the divine feminine. Men have been denied a love affair with a female face of deity. Spirituality has become part of the battleground which separates the sexes, when it should be the sanctuary of eternal fellowship. The original Christians, however, practiced partnership spirituality. They valued men and women equally as expressions of God and Goddess. They saw the division of the sexes as a correlate of that primal duality which is the source of creation, a duality that when made one, as in the act of love, brings the bliss of union that they call gnosis. And of course you know that, or gnosis, Gnosis. I think I'm pronouncing that word wrong, but you know what word it is. For the original Christians, the Jesus story appears at the end of a cycle of Christian myths, which begins with the ineffable mystery manifesting itself as a primordial father and mother, and culminates in the mystical marriage of Jesus and Sophia. The inner mysteries reveal these myths as allegories of spiritual initiation, symbolic stories which encode a profound philosophy with the power to transform an initiate from a Christian into a Christ. For the original Christians, the gospel, or good news, is not a story written in a book. Rather, they taught that the gospel is the gnosis, the good news, is that a complete transformation of consciousness is possible. The good news is that there is a way to transcend suffering. The good news is that there is a natural state of happiness, which is our birthright. This is the gospel of absolute freedom. It is not a set of rules which we must follow to become good. It is about discovering our own essential nature, which is good already, so that we can live spontaneously. The gospel holds out the extraordinary promise that those who understand it will not taste death. But immortality is not access to heaven as reward for living an upright life. It is the immediate realization here and now of our true identity, which was never born and so can never die. Again, the name of this book is Jesus and the Lost Goddess, The Secret Teachings of the Original Christian. I will read to you more out of this soon, and God bless you all.